Hi guys, it's Danny Boy here. I just thought I'd make a little video on 3 things I wish I knew before I started my van business. I was thinking about this a little bit, just pondering on the thought, and so I thought I'd share it with you guys today. So the first thing I wish I knew, well, by the way, I started my business 3 years ago as well, so it's not like I've had a business for ages. Still quite a new business. But the first thing I wish I knew was I wish I knew more about the industry before I came into the business. I've always done transport mostly throughout my working life, so I thought I knew the industry, but until you start doing it for yourself, until you start running it yourself, you realise that there's a lot more to learn in the industry, and it works a lot different to how you thought it did. So yeah, if I could go back, I think I'd do a bit more research on the industry itself, on the transport industry. And then the second thing I wish I knew more about before I started the van business was how to budget. So when I first started out the business, budgeting was always a problem of mine, because I'd never kind of had to, like, working for yourself, the budgeting becomes a lot more different to working for a company, as to speak. You have to manage, the business expenses. You need to keep an eye on your turnover. You have to submit your accounts, and obviously pay the adequate tax for your company. So yeah, I wish I'd done a bit more research on budgeting before I started the business. I would say within my first year, the money used to come in and then I used to spend it, and it was probably one of the worst things I ever did. It could have, that's the sort of thing that ruins a business. And then, as I got to the second year, I'm thinking, something's not right here. Why is it so hard all the time? And then I'm coming to my third year and I'm, putting budgeting into place, and everything is just flowing a lot nicer. I think the best way to do it for me is I look at the turnover, so the total amount that's brought in, and then deduct everything like expenses, taxes, etc. And then what's left after all that, and what's left after a little bit put aside, maybe for emergencies, the last bit left, then you can have that. That's for you then. But make sure you get all the expenses. Obviously, you want to grow, you want to profit, so budgeting is key. So yeah, and then the third thing that I wish I knew more about before getting into the business was I wish I'd thought more about the balance between personal and business. So sometimes, you're trying to balance your personal life out, but then you've got to obviously go and do the business. So the balance is going to be different for everyone. It's going to be different if you've got kids, or, if you're single, or if you've, any sort of circumstances you're in, the balance is going to be different. So it's about finding what works best for you and what works best for your family. Personally, so I could find balance, I took on a part-time employee, so then I could take a few days off work, and that way I've got balance where I can have a few days with the family, and when there's less stress and you're happier, then everything seems a bit more better. So yeah, that was just a quick video summary on 3 things I wish I knew before I started the business. Hopefully, if anyone's getting into this sort of work, or even if they're quite new to the work, then they might consider them things for themselves. But yeah, thanks for listening, keep safe, and remember, if the wheels are turning, you're earning.